Good morning, Ailey Millers and your families. As promised, here is a great deal of information for you. You'll need to forgive me, I'll need to keep checking the screen and my notes so that I make sure I'm not missing anything out. And I know that no matter how much I say to you just now, you'll still have lots of questions. So don't worry, everything that I say to you just now will come out in an email to you today, so that you will be really clear about what's to happen for your children and your families come next week. Kay will be making a wee film later on, which will be uploaded tonight, that will detail everything that's happening in the nursery. But the broad principles about the children staying safe will be the same. So the first thing to say is that Scottish Government, acting on the scientific advice that they have made it really clear that children don't need to socially distance, and you'll have seen that out in the streets and the parks and all the rest of it. However, that doesn't mean that the virus has gone away, and it doesn't mean that we can relax and everything will be normal in school, because sadly it won't be. So what I'm going to do just now is take you through all the COVID type stuff, and then we'll get into the nitty-gritty of the school day. So in the school, the children will be sitting in desks facing the front. They won't be working in groups, and the children will still be required to maintain 2 metres from any adult. Now, if a child is unwell or has an accident or is highly distressed, obviously we will comfort them, but in that case we'll put a mask on. But masks in general won't necessarily be worn. If we've got a staff member who particularly wants to wear a mask, or if we've got a child that wants to wear a mask, that's absolutely fine and they can do that, but that's not going to be the school policy. So the children will be very much responsible on prompting from their adults to make sure that they are sticking to the rules, and we will really practice that. We will really practice it. So they will be washing their hands as soon as they come in. They will be washing their hands before break. They will be washing their hands after break. They will be washing their hands before and after lunch. They will be washing their hands again before they leave. Hand washing and not touching your face are the two biggest things that we can do to prevent the spread of coronavirus. The authority are providing every school with an extra cleaner during the day. So during the day, all the hard surfaces that are regularly touched, door handles, the panels on push doors, work surfaces, toilets, they will be getting cleaned during the day, as well as at the beginning and at the end of every day. There are hand sanitisers the whole way through the school at points of high traffic. There are one-way signs, but keep left, which is what we've always done in the school anyway, and children and adults will be adhering to that. If a child gets ill, they will be taken to the downstairs meeting room, where they will be supervised by an adult who will be wearing PPE at that point, and we will be asking you to comfort them as soon as you possibly can. You will then be asked to get a test for your child, and we will then follow the public health guidelines which are laid down. That won't be decisions I make, and any child or adult who has a positive test, what happens after that, those decisions will be made by public health. So they will decide whether the whole class has to self-isolate, or if it's bigger than that. That won't be down to me, which is a relief, because that's a big decision to be making. So in terms of the nitty-gritty of next Wednesday, Thursday and Friday, you'll get it on paper, so don't panic if you miss this, or obviously you can keep replaying this to catch the information. Wednesday is only primary ones, okay? Only primary ones for the normal day. Now, we can't have adults in the school, but all the senior leadership team and the primary one teachers, support staff, we will be there to help you get, and the nursery staff, the familiar faces from last year, will be there to help you get the wee ones in. You need to take your family photos and all the rest of it, you need to take them at home, okay? It's one adult and one child, and I'm sure you understand that that is to minimise the number of adults because we still have to maintain the social distancing. Mrs. Ferrier is 2 metres away from me at the moment filming this. So, what I didn't say to you about everybody is that lunches are going to be taken in the classrooms, okay? So don't worry about social distancing in the canteen or whatever, that's not going to be an issue. So Wednesday is primary ones. Thursday is group A from the letters that you got at the end of term. Friday is group B. So, if you have no primary one children, next week your child will be in school one day, either Thursday or Friday. Monday the 17th, the whole school will be back. Now, you got, or you're going to get today an email from the authority that explains all of this, the rationale behind it, but it's to give the children the chance to get into the routines and understand what the school looks like with all the COVID precautions in place. Now, primary one are in Wednesday, Thursday and Friday. They're in 3 days, but everybody else is only in 1 day. Now, where are we going to, what have I missed? There will be no assemblies because we can't have that volume of adults and children in the one space. We will still have PE. PE will take place as far as possible outside, although obviously if it's a day like today, we'll be in the gym hall. School uniform, which I know was something that lots of you were getting quite concerned about. Again, if it's a PE day and you want to send your child to school in leggings or joggers and their sand shoes, that's fine. But they can get changed in the class without any hassle. They won't be using the cloakrooms and they won't be using the changing rooms. Okay, we would still be expecting the children to be recognisably Ailey Mill pupils with sweatshirts or polo shirts or whatever. It's very important to us that we maintain the special sense of community that we have. And I think what is really important for us to know and remember is that we will still be the special Ailey Mill family that we always have been, and we will find different and new ways to create that feeling. You know, Mrs. Ferrier and I will still be in all the classes every day. We will still find some way of doing the values awards, and we will certainly miss the singing. We will definitely miss the singing, but hopefully it won't be too long before that comes back. Now, the Scottish Government is providing extra staffing for the schools, and we are hoping that that will look like a full-time teacher for Ailey Mill, which is really, really good news, and that will help us help your children to catch up on anything that you're worried that they have missed out on. Mrs. Ferrier, can you think of anything that I have not said?
Staggered.
Yes, very importantly, thank you. We will still have a staggered start. So those letters that you got at the end of term that told you when your children have to arrive and where they've to line up, that still is the same. So I'm going to go over that for you just now. You'll need to forgive me if I read it to you. So primary ones will line up at their class doors and they will come in for 10 to 9, okay? Primary 2, 3 and 4 will be coming in at 9 and leaving at 3. Primary 7 will be coming in at 10 to 9 and they will line up outside the top door in the primary 3-4 playground. They know where that is and they'll be coming out at 10 to 3. Primary 6 will be coming in at the back door at 9 o'clock and they'll be leaving at 3 o'clock. Primary 5 will be coming in at 9:10, 10 past 9 and they'll leave at 10 past 3 and again they'll be coming out of the back door. Now, we know that the children don't need to socially distance, but equally we know how many of you drop off your children and pick up your children. It would be absolutely impossible. We would be creating a big swarm of parents if the school was to open without the Staggered because we are such a big establishment. So I hope that that makes good sense to you, that you understand why we're doing that. If, having heard this and replayed it to find the bits that you think you've missed, and having read your email, you've still got a query, I will be here all day today. Now, I will be here tomorrow, but I am interviewing for these new teachers, so I won't be able to answer questions tomorrow, but I'll also be in all day Thursday. And I'm happy to answer questions. But the thing, again, that we would emphasise to you is all we want is our Ailey Millers back in the building so that we can all be together and get on with the business of learning to learn and learning to care. And we will do everything that we can to keep your children safe. Okay, thank you.